Now we can watch Star wherever she goes, even in the bathroom.
Sir.
Maybe we don't keep the bathroom channel.
My turn. Keeps getting better.
How many more bones will you crush?
Now I'm the bad guy.
She wouldn't even harm a fly.
Fun fact, I've actually never seen this show before, and while watching it for this review, I've learned quite a few things about it. Number one, the theme song kinda slaps. Number two, Alan Tudyk is awesome. Ludo can be annoying sometimes, but Alan Tudyk, he carries that character. And number three, apparently this show has more ships than a freaking boat harbor, and I guess they ruined the show somehow, but I didn't really get that far. Welcome back to Villain Review episode 137, and today I'll be reviewing Toffee from Star versus the Forces of Evil. Things could get a little weird, they could get a little wild, but let's break down Toffee to find out just how good of a villain he really is.
This girl always gets the best of me.
Yes, well, you're not the first monster to fall victim to their magic.
So in the universe of Star Versus, we don't really get a whole lot of info on Toffee's origins. Kinda like Aladdin, we only get a few crumbs here and there, never a full-on loaf of information. The few things we do know, however, are that this dude is immortal, he don't like magic, and kinda like Admiral Zhao, he hates the moon, except this moon is Star's mom, and her and Toffee used to like battle it out before the events of the show. And yeah, that sums up most of what we know about Toffee's past. Some villains don't need a big origin that explains why they are the way they are. Some villains thrive when shrouded in mystery. But Toffee, my man, you're not that guy. It almost seems weird that Toffee doesn't get more of a backstory because I feel like the lore in this series is usually pretty good. I like the stuff with Toffee and Moon, and the lore between them is pretty good, but I feel like a lot of that is just used to service Moon as a character, not really Toffee. I'm not saying that what we get is bad because it's not, but with a character who is immortal and undoubtedly has some really interesting stuff hidden in his past, it just feels like something's missing. I like seeing how he affected Moon as a character, but I wish we got more of what made Toffee into the crazy business evil guy we see in the show. I think that would have been pretty cool.
Where did you come from?
I let myself in.
When?
After you hired me.
I hired you?
I accept.
Don't worry, Toffee fans. I know I just toasted your guy like a piece of wheat toast on a Saturday morning, but as far as personality goes, I think he's pretty good. A lot of the villains who stand out to me are the ones who feel very unique in the stories they're in. This is a comedic show aimed at not adults, so very understandably, everyone's out here cracking jokes. Star, Marco, even one of the show's main villains, Ludo. Ludo is like a freaking stand-up comic mixed with a baby and a freaky little bird. Dude doesn't have a serious bone in his body. And then you get Toffee, and this guy is straight business. He's like a Wall Street lizard, American psycho, who's probably committing, like, I don't know, tax fraud or something like that on the side. The fact that he doesn't really crack jokes in the show, it's honestly so refreshing. Toffee is intelligent, he speaks well, and he's exactly the kind of lizard you want on your team until you don't, because he's manipulative, selfish, and kind of a jerk. Although, while yeah, he is kind of sucky, he still has a code of honor, and he shows a level of respect to pretty much everyone in the show when he thinks they deserve it. Toffee is a very calm and collected individual, but sometimes, just every once in a while, his facade falls apart, just for a second, but it adds so much depth to him as a character. By seeing quick flashes of Toffee acting unprofessional, it adds a lot of intrigue into what's really going on in his head, and it makes him a lot more than just a business-type villain. Overall, I think Toffee's personality might be his strongest quality. He's one of those villains who there might be some merit in what he wants to accomplish, but he's going about it in all the wrong ways. Time out real quick, go and follow my Twitter right here. I'm gonna do some villain hot takes soon, so go post there, post some villain hot takes, villains I've done, villains I haven't done, and I'm gonna make a video about them later, so go do that.
And it's not like she's going to notice a real monster.
Those aren't real?
Okay.
As far as Toffee's scenes go, it's kind of a mixed bag, okay? A majority of his appearances are waiting for the right time to overthrow Ludo's operation, so it's not like he's got all these crazy scenes where he's super active. I do enjoy, however, watching these scenes of him manipulating Ludo, and compared to Ludo, he looks like he is the smartest guy lizard to ever exist. I want to pause there real quick though, because something about Toffee's intelligence kind of bothers me. All the Star fans, you can let me know if I'm wrong here. Like I said, Compared to Ludo, Toffee looks like freaking Jimmy Neutron on Adderall, okay? But that's because it's Ludo. A literal piece of Toffee would look like a genius next to him. When it comes to Star though, dude, Toffee gets cleaned up in every single appearance. She runs in the room, no questions asked, and just no-scopes his arm off. Later on though, Toffee finally comes back after possessing his bitch Ludo. And what does Star do? What does Star do? Homegirl melts this dude in like 2 seconds. For a character as smart as Toffee, I don't know why Star is always cleaning him up like this. My man, you need to think these things through. She is a child. Okay, but I'm getting off topic. There are some Toffee scenes I enjoy, starting with the one where he finally makes his move against Ludo. I love watching Toffee turn on the charm to get Ludo's people on his side, and it's the payoff to a moment that, while we kinda saw it coming, it's still entertaining. Aside from the Toffee massacre, I like when he comes back though, because for a moment, he leaves Moon and Marco in a place where they think maybe Star really is dead. It's a cool moment in the show, and then he acts just so nonchalant about it when Moon comes after him. It makes him a lot more intimidating, especially after not having seen him in a while. So yeah, Toffee has some cool scenes where he seems intelligent, manipulative, and all those evil things, but then he has scenes where Star's just whooping on him. So yeah, they kind of balance out.
She's gone.
So like, Ludo's a bad guy, but is he really a bad guy? When it comes to villains in the show, I don't think Ludo is really that evil. He's kind of just a goofball. But then when Toffee comes in, this dude is evil, and I love how evil he feels on the show. Going back to that origin with him and Moon, when he kills Moon's mom, I like that. It sets him up as a threat going forward, and it shows that while he might respect some of these characters, he's still willing to kill if it's going to help him in the long run. He will do literally whatever it takes to accomplish his goal. There are no moral boundaries here. It goes back to that selfish nature where he sees his plan, his way as the only correct way, and I think that is a great quality to have in a villain. Because also, like I said, I think there is some merit to what he wants to do, especially when you take into account the show's ending. But he's going about it in a selfish and manipulative and evil way. He's going against the characters. He's doing it out of malice sometimes. I think Toffee thrives in the evil department.
What kind of leader throws you into a pit of hair, makes you do all the work, and shows you no appreciation for your sacrifices?
For Toffee, we get enough origin to where I'm cool with it, but I'm not happy with it. I think if we got some more backstory into what made Toffee into the guy we see, I think that would have been really cool. Personality-wise, I think he's great. He stands out in the show. The performance is good. The animation is good. And I love his relationship with Ludo, the back and forth between this really serious and this kind of comical character. Going off of that, he has some really cool scenes with Ludo and all the goons. But when he's with Star, I feel like he's kind of nerfed. It makes me question if this guy's as smart as he seems to be. He is really evil though in the show, and I like that while he is evil, he doesn't have to be over the top expressing it all the time. He's a quiet evil, and I feel like that's not represented enough in villains. Overall, I enjoyed Toffee. There are some flaws I have with him, but I think he's a solid villain. I'm going to give Toffee a 7.
Destroy it.
What?
Surprise!
Thank you so much for watching a villain review. Don't forget the Twitter thing, and let me know what you think of Toffee in the comments below, and as always, who I should review next. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.